Howdy. I'm just some random nude dude sitting in my closet talking to myself. It's also where I celebrate the power of free thinking and encourage bold ideas. As a society, we're often afraid to challenge the norms and think outside the box. But here, I embrace the unconventional. So sit back, relax, and join me on this journey of exploration, where we embrace our inner nude dude and push boundaries to discover new perspectives. Religion has played a significant role in shaping human history and has been a source of comfort, hope, and guidance for many people. Religion often teaches its followers to be kind and generous and to care for those in need. However, what happens when those teachings are not put into practice and religious leaders, organizations, or followers fail to live up to the ideals they preach? This hypocrisy can lead to a disconnect between what is preached and what is practiced, and can damage the reputation of religion and the faith of its followers. Religious hypocrisy regarding the care for others has been a recurring theme throughout history, and it's essential to examine it to better understand its impact. Today, we'll explore the different aspects of religious hypocrisy, including the hypocrisy of religious leaders, the inspiring work of religious organizations that help, and the use of religious rhetoric in politics, and the power of religion to inspire compassion. Throughout this exploration, I hope to shed light on the importance of living up to the ideals of religion and to encourage individuals and organizations to work towards making those ideals a reality. Religious hypocrisy regarding caring for others has been a recurring theme throughout history. Religious leaders have often preached about charity and compassion while living in luxury themselves. This hypocrisy creates a disconnect between what they preach and what they practice, and it can undermine the credibility of religion as a whole. Throughout history, many religious leaders have been accused of hypocrisy. Some have been caught embezzling funds, while others have been found guilty of sexual abuse and other misconduct. The Catholic Church, for example, has been rocked by numerous scandals involving priests who have sexually abused children. These scandals have caused many people to question the moral authority of the Church and its leaders. The hypocrisy of religious leaders is not limited to sexual abuse or financial misconduct. Some leaders have been accused of preaching compassion and charity while living in luxury themselves. For example, some televangelists have been criticized for using donations from their followers to fund lavish lifestyles. This hypocrisy has led many to question the sincerity of the leaders and to doubt their commitment to the principles of their faith. In some cases, religious leaders have been accused of using their position to gain power and influence. This type of hypocrisy is especially damaging because it can lead to the manipulation of followers and the abuse of power. For example, some religious leaders have used their position to support political candidates who espouse views that go against the core values of their faith. This can lead to a disconnect between the teachings of religion and the actions of its leaders, which can undermine the credibility of religion as a whole. Despite the hypocrisy of some religious leaders, it's important to remember that not all leaders are the same. Some religious leaders are sincere in their beliefs and work tirelessly to help in their communities. However, the actions of a few can damage the reputation of religion as a whole, which is why it's important to hold all leaders accountable for their actions. While some religious leaders may be hypocritical in their actions, there are many religious organizations that do important work in caring for others. Religious organizations often have a strong sense of community and a desire to help those in need. Many religious organizations provide aid and support to those who are struggling, including the homeless, the hungry, and the sick. Religious organizations can play an important role in disaster relief efforts. For example, after Hurricane Katrina devastated New Orleans in 2005, religious organizations played a significant role in providing aid and support for the affected communities. These organizations provided shelter, food, and medical care to those in need, and helped to rebuild homes and businesses that had been destroyed. One of the benefits of religious organizations is that they often have a strong network of volunteers who are willing to help those in need. These volunteers can come from all walks of life and can include members of the religious community as well as those who are simply looking to make a difference. This network of volunteers can be incredibly powerful in providing aid and support to those in need, and can make a real difference in the lives of those they serve. Religious organizations can also provide a sense of hope and comfort to those who are struggling. Many people turn to religion in times of crisis, and religious organizations can provide a supportive community that helps people through difficult times. For example, after the terrorist attacks of September 11, 2001, many religious organizations provided support to the families of the victims and helped to bring people together at a time of great sadness and uncertainty. While some religious leaders may be hypocritical, religious organizations can play an important role in caring for others. These organizations have a strong sense of community and a desire to help those in need, and can provide aid, support, and comfort in times of crisis. Religion has often been a tool to advance political agendas, and religious rhetoric is frequently employed to sway public opinion. This can be seen in many different countries and political systems, where politicians use religious language to appeal to voters and gain support. One example of this is the use of religion in the United States political system. Many politicians in the United States use religious rhetoric to appeal to conservative voters and to promote their political agenda. This can include using religious language to oppose abortion, same-sex marriage, and other social issues that are seen as controversial. The use of religion in politics can be problematic because it can create a divide between those who are religious and those who are not. It can also lead to a distortion of religious teachings and a focus on political issues rather than spiritual ones. In some cases, the use of religion in politics can be seen as hypocritical, especially when politicians use religious language to justify actions that go against the core values of their faith. However, it's important to remember that the use of religion in politics is not always negative. Some politicians use their faith to inspire positive change and to promote social justice issues. For example, leaders such as Martin Luther King Jr. and Desmond Tutu used their faith to inspire movements for civil rights and social justice. Ultimately, the use of religion in politics can be a double-edged sword. While it can be used to inspire positive change, it can also be used to promote negative and divisive agendas. It's important for individuals to be aware of the ways in which religion is used in politics and to critically examine the motives behind the use of religious rhetoric by politicians. While religion can be a source of comfort and support for many people, it can also be used to justify and perpetuate injustice. Religious beliefs have been used throughout history to justify discrimination, oppression, and violence against certain groups of people. One example of this is the use of religion to justify slavery and racism. For centuries, many Christians in the United States used the Bible to justify the enslavement of Africans and the oppression of black people. They used passages from the Bible to argue that slavery was ordained by God and that black people were inferior to white people. Similarly, in South Africa, the Dutch Reformed Church used religious teachings to justify the system of apartheid, which oppressed black people and other non-white groups. Religion has also been used to justify discrimination and violence against LGBTQ individuals. Many religious leaders have used their faith to argue that homosexuality is a sin and that LGBTQ individuals should not be allowed to marry or adopt children. This has led to policies and laws that discriminate against LGBTQ individuals and deny them basic human rights. The use of religion to justify injustice can be particularly damaging because it can give a sense of moral righteousness to those who perpetuate these actions. When religion is used to justify discrimination and violence, it can be difficult for people to see them and the harm they're causing, as they may believe that they are acting in accordance with God's will. It's important for individuals and religious organizations to critically examine their belief and practices and to work to eliminate any teachings or practices that perpetuate injustice. This includes acknowledging the harm that has been caused in the past and working to make amends for those harms. It also means actively working towards social justice and equality for all people, regardless of their race, gender, sexuality, or religion. Religion has been used to justify and perpetuate injustice throughout history. It's important for individuals and religious organizations to critically examine their beliefs and practices and to work towards eliminating any teachings or practices that perpetuate discrimination and oppression. By doing so, we can work towards a more just and equitable world for all people. Religion has played an important role in human history and has provided comfort and guidance to many people. However, it's important to recognize that religion can also be used to justify harmful and unjust actions. As we have seen, religion can be used to discriminate against certain groups of people, perpetuate injustice, and promote divisive political agendas. It's crucial that individuals and religious organizations critically examine their beliefs and practices and work towards eliminating any teachings or practices that perpetuate discrimination and oppression. This includes acknowledging the harm that has been caused in the past and working to make amends for those harms. At the same time, we must also recognize that religion has the potential to inspire positive change and promote social justice. Throughout history, many religious leaders have used their faith to inspire movements for civil rights, peace, and equality. When used in a responsible and compassionate way, religion can provide a powerful tool for promoting positive change and social justice. The role of religion in society is complex and multifaceted. While religion can provide comfort and guidance to many people, it can also be used to perpetuate injustice and promote divisive agendas. It's up to each of us to critically examine our beliefs and practices and to work towards a more just and equitable world for all people. By doing so, we can ensure that religion is used to promote compassion, empathy, and social justice, rather than perpetuate harmful and unjust actions. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you found this video informative and thought-provoking. This is the point at which others tell you, if you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel for more content like this. But we all know that kind of thing is for losers. Don't be a loser. As always, I welcome your feedback and ideas for future videos in the comments section below. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep embracing your inner nude dude.